Welcome to the Black Panther Corner with General Mellie Queen. Hey, how y'all doing? We are into September. First week of September. We're celebrating and commemorating the Bloody September this month. Always new African political prisoners, resistance, training, fasting, educating themselves against this wicked corruption is constantly going on still. We need to stand with them and do as much as we can to support them. I want to say salute to all black media platforms. Salute to Brother Noble and his family in Colorado with Unity Community and Mile High News. Salute to Sister Bantu Queen. We're broadcasting on Bantu FM radio now. Our new platform. Please like, share, subscribe to the page, and join us. African news, revolutionary talk shows. Come on over and join us. We want to get global African unity. Salute to the Vanguards Online Academy. We're open with our fall classes. So we want you all to join us. Contact us for further details at vanguardsacademy21@gmail.com. All right, we are on our new platform today. And today we have one of my very, very special friends back. And we're going to talk to her today so we can just talk about some of these things going on right, during this time, because 2020 has been already a hell of a year.
Say that again.
So I want to welcome Sister Comrade Queen Crystal Denise. How you doing today, sister?
Blessings, peace and blessings. I'm great. How are you doing, Sister Comrade?
Doing great. I'm telling you, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was going to be a hell of a year, and
yeah.
it has been.
Mm-hmm.
It has been. So I want to just give me your thoughts on what you're looking at right now, because I'm tripping. I can't understand it.
Right. It's crazy because now I'm to the point where I think I need to check off social media for a minute, because it seems like every time I check in, it's something else. Just not with the world going on, but even in my little community, even in our little families, even in our friendships, there's a lot going on too. So, it's like, can we just throw away 2020 and start over with something else?
I have been thrown for loops after loops after loops. I just say, like I tell them, you can't do nothing but adjust, adapt, or die. Because everything just keep changing. Keep changing. Nothing staying the same. And then what's so messed up, the world just keep flipping and changing, but we still, so many still stuck in this same old crazy mindset.
In the Matrix.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. How are we going to work on that? Because they keep saying, we got to save all of us. Hey, man, I can't see where all of us going to be saved, because some of them, they would kill us for these people.
Yeah, no doubt. You just had to get that critical mass, that segment, that number where we can do this on our own without those that are so dedicated and love the system that, you know, we just have to lead them in the system. Because I'm to the point where, you know, I'm tired of talking, and I'm tired. It's time to show. Now we're gonna show y'all. I mean, white supremacy is showing you. Then we're gonna show you the other part of it, what it means to be doing for self, take care of self. And y'all stay over there. Y'all want to, and wait for y'all death, or y'all can come over here and live with us. So, you know, I'm just to the point now. That's why I'm not going in and getting any back and forth with people. I'm not even, you know, because you know how we get around this time, election time, and people just start getting real crazy and disrespectful. So, you know, I'm like, okay, whatever. If y'all think that Lucifer or Satan gonna save y'all, go for it, because that's what y'all options are.
I mean, because it's crazy. Because I mean, they really get angry and upset because you'll say, "Man, I'm not voting in that dumb man. You need to vote. Your vote matters." I said, "Well, if it did, we wouldn't be still signing civil rights bills in 2020. Right. We ain't nothing. I ain't saying nothing we got since we've been here." And you still signing these papers, and y'all going down there standing in line, and oh my goodness, with Trump and Biden, they both the same. Ain't neither one of them different.
Right.
We need to get both of them out of there. We need to get all of them out of there.
Right, and it's so crazy because that's why, you know, I'm a reader, and I'm a teacher, and I'm a student of our story. And if you look at our story, you will know that Fannie Lou Hamer, Ella Baker, and Bob Moses, they, you know, our ancestors thought that the vote would give them the power, would give them some kind of equality in this society. But when they realized that the Democratic Party wouldn't work for them, they created their own party. And they call it the Mississippi Freedom Party. And so, you know, but when you try to tell us that is, well, we can't do that, we ain't got the numbers, but we got a voice, and if we all stand together in that voice, we can create our own party, and we can bring some demands. We don't even have that kind of confidence in ourselves. And you know, Marcus Garvey said, without confidence, you're already defeated. So if we don't have the confidence in ourselves, they know that. And then I started reading this book called Caste, and the author is Isabel Wilkerson. And in it, she talks about how this dominant society creates this caste system where they had a power. And then really, her thing is the white people are the dominant caste system, and black folks are at the bottom, and the other people in between choosing sides. Well, we already know what side they choose. And so what makes the caste system work is that everybody knows their place. And I know that that's where we are as a collective. We know our place in certain situations. So it's just some things that we ain't going to do because we know our place. You know?
It's
and
crazy.
So when you have us that are the glitches in the matrix that say, you know what? We got a better place. You know, we define the place.
We deserve better, and we can have better. Our children deserve better than this.
Definitely.
And that's what I don't understand. I'm like, but there's got to be their mentality that they don't think that they're worthy enough to do anything or to have anything, so they don't even try for it. Because I think my children deserve everything that any other child has. Right. And my child does not have that.
Right. And you know it's more than just a material things that you're talking about. See, a lot of our people have been fooled to think that as long as they had a nice car, the biggest house, not even among our people, they can move into the areas where other people live. They think that is the life. And we know it's not. Not even being able to control your own destiny is not a good life. You know, we understand that we have to control everything. When you're depending on somebody else for your food, your shelter, your clothing, for everything, that's not a good life. That's not the life we want our children to have. We want our children to control their own destiny and you know, define what it is that they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it, where they want to do it. So, you know.
Exactly. Because and then I saw that you, 2 of your babies started school in college. I said, this congratulations on it, because you know I've changed my views on that, but I still say that we have to have our children grounded where when they do go into their universities, they know who they are and they getting that information, bringing it back out to help their communities. Now, on to build out us universities for our children, but we have to use what we have to have right now. But we got to teach them first at home so they know who they are.
And that's the paradox of living in this society, Sister Queen, Comrade, because I struggle in my home a lot. Not with my daughters, not with my son. My son is pretty grounded. But I struggle with my daughters, and because of the dominant society is so influential on our children. You know, the TV, entertainment, all that plays into their psyche. And so, you know, I did not go to a HBCU, but I at least wanted my children to go to one so they could have the social experience of going and being around their people. And so, you know, I tried to instill that in all my children, all 3 of them. But the thing is that when they go to college, you right and exact, they have to be grounded in who they are, because it's so easy to get lost when you start going on these college campuses. And even in the HBCUs, it's easy to get lost, because when we visited some last year, it's a breeding ground, you know, for the LGBTQ community now. So you're going to see a lot of that activity on these college campuses too. So, you know, it's totally out of hand. You're going to see it from the administration, through the student body, everywhere. And so, having our children grounded in who they are, so that when they do go out and get these degrees and get that training, that they will come back and do something for the Black community. That's it. But we have to have something for them to come back to. You know, it's crazy, because my son
ain't gonna want to come back to, you know, they've been had that little taste of that niceness. They don't want to come back to the slums, you know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. Because, you know, I got a little girl, 13. Oh, my goodness. The fight is so real. I mean, it's daily. Get off the internet. Get off of that game. Put that down. Stop talking to that boy. Go to sleep. I'm I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this. The girl is worse than the boy was. I'm oh my goodness. So I totally understand where you're coming from. Because that's one of the things I'm like, how do we get that connection back with our children? Because just like that song, WAP came out, I said, it was not nothing for you. I said, they crawling on the floor, baby. Yep. They crawling on the floor. What do you like? Well, Mama like being in that car. So, oh, God.
Yep. Yeah, the struggle is real.
Connection, right?
And so, and I, you know, Dr. Professor Small, when he was here a couple years ago at the Build the Power Summit, he said something. He said, we have to remember what we already know. And so I was very fortunate to be raised in a village. I was raised in a small town, and I was raised by more than just my parents. I was raised by the neighbors. I was raised by the teachers. I was raised by my aunts and uncles and cousins. And so we had lost that somewhere. We had lost where we care for one another. And we have lost where everybody took care of everybody. You know, it was a time when you could leave your door unlocked, you could leave your car unlocked, you could do all these things. And I like to liken it to when we assimilated. Because I remember, I'll never forget, when I was working at the library in a small town in Arkansas, one of the high school teachers would come in, and she taught in the segregated school, and she taught in the integrated school. And she said, Chris, I'm going to tell you something. She said, integration is the worst thing that happened for us and our children. Because a lot of these things that our children are doing now, they're learning it from these white children. So, you know, and so I think that's part of it, is that we don't have that community spirit anymore. And anything goes. Nobody wants to be accountable or responsible for anything. And so we letting the TV raise our children. We letting technology raise our children. And they just go every which way right. Yes. And you know it. When my teacher,
that's what what's his name? That's what John Henry Clark said, right? We imitate people that are imitating us.
Yes,
and we imitating them, and they doing. We need to be doing. What we need to be imitating from them is that how they have that white code. You know what I'm saying? They stick together, regardless. If we start sticking together, we can get some things done. We so busy wanting to get with them, we can't even love each other enough to get our stuff right. And that you tell us about the Black Liberation Movement, because you know we have comrades, they want to know about it and how to get to join the Black Youth Leadership Coalition. We want to know about that.
Okay, so about 5-6 years ago, Brother Patrick Alexander, Patrick Lumumba, he had, this vision where we need to unite Black people regardless of your ideology, of your religious philosophy or whatever. Unite Black people and create an economic system that we can control our own destiny, that we can control our life. And we always refer to the 9 areas of battle as defined by Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. and Dr. Francis Curtis Wilson. And so we created the Black Liberation Movement, and the concept is if we can get 1 million people to donate $1 a day, we know that we can take control in those 9 areas. Now, one of the first things that we started doing was we created the Agriculture Initiative, because along with those 9 areas of education, entertainment, economics, labor, law, religion, politics, sex, and war, we added a 10th, which is health. And so that's one of the reasons why we had the Agriculture Initiative. And we also know that if you can't feed the people, you can't lead the people. And so we just started farming. We started farming. We have 2.5 acres of land that we've been farming for the last 3 years. We do fall crops and we do summer crops, and it also, we wanted to help fund and undergird the other programs that we have going on with the movement as well. And as you well know, Oasis Literacy Center is the educational leg of the movement, and that's where most of my work comes in. One of the things that I noticed, because I'm a librarian, and I was at a community college, I was there 15 years. And I would see Black children come in totally unprepared, not just academically, but socially, mentally, emotionally. And they had a hard time navigating and making that transition from high school to college. And so I would work with a lot of the remedial students, and those are the students who don't do well on the ACT. So they put them in these classes, and they're basically just in these classes wasting time and money, because we all know education is about that money. So
thank you. Wasting 2 or 3 years in remedial classes. Cause when I took my entrance exam, I scored a 22. I said, no, I'm not taking all remedial courses. And they put you right in there, and then to me something. Well, you're gonna start at number 1. No, boo, give me the 4th class.
Right. And so, and you know what? They are not telling those students that when they come in there. These students are going in there thinking they're taking these reading development courses that they're gonna count, and they don't count toward anything. And so, one of the reasons
3 years, 3 years.
Yes.
And you don't even understand that those 3 years, all remedial courses are not college coursework, sweetie, at all.
And the frustrating, what was so frustrating for me is that there's also a vocational education side to the college. So if you know that these children are not academically equipped, you need to refer them to the VOTEC, where they can go for a year and earn a certificate or some kind of training certification and go to work. or they can start their own business, because there's a welding, there's HVAC, there's cosmetology. So, you know,
they don't want them to do that. They want them to get a job. They want them to get a job up under them.
Right.
Because that's what this virus and all that is doing, trying to wipe out the middleman. The man that's in the middle, they want the top people to keep their money. But they want the entrepreneurs to go broke. That's not fair. That's not, they dirty.
Right. And so, you know, and that's the thing, if they always expose themselves, we just have to pay attention and look and watch and listen and really look at what's going on. So when you really look into it instead of at it, you will see that what you just said. So, but anyway, going back to Oasis, so I want to reach our children at the front end. So instead of waiting until they're 18, 19 to reach them, we need to reach them at an earlier age. And so Oasis was created, and we didn't have a physical place in the beginning, so we worked out of the Senatobia Housing Authority community room, and I worked with the children over there and helped them with homework, helped them with culture, and this, that, and the other. So now that we have the physical space at Restoration in Coldwater, we created and are developing our after-school education program, looking to extend that into a cooperative education program so that we can start teaching our children a curriculum that's grounded in Black culture, and give them a mindset that is needed to be an integral part of creating a system that works for us. So, you know, that is the goal of the movement, is creating systems that work for us. And so we know that we have to have institutions, because we're not going to get it when we keep going to theirs. Definitely not going to get it. Because the more we assimilate, the worse we get, the weaker we get. And so, you know, and it's a struggle, because we hear our people all the time say what they aren't getting in school, and then you have a program that's specifically for us, and you got to grind to get the parents to enroll their children, to bring their children, to be consistent with it. So, you know, the grind that comes with it. I tell people,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I tell people all the time, this has been one of the most rewarding and challenging phases of my life. Is getting our people on code and in the right mindset, because, you know, I was like, I'm just dealing with the children, but we got to think about their parents have to bring them. So you got to reach the parents in some kind of capacity or way so that they can bring the children. But when you get the children there, have them so engaged and involved and interested, like Marva Collins said, we create that spark that keeps that fire going. Then they'll be having their parents bring them. Mama, you got to take me up to the center today, because we're going to be doing this, this, and this. So, you know, we just have to be creative in our approach as well, but not compromise what it is that we have to do too. So that's where, you know, I struggle a little bit, is trying to find that healthy balance of, you know, keeping it interesting but not compromising the material.
Exactly, because you don't want to be too hard, you don't want to be too soft. It's a trip, because, you know, people, they be like, John Mellie, you mean this? No, I'm not mean. It's just I'm not mean. You know what I'm saying? It's just a way. You know what I'm saying? And I think our children, I cry for my babies every day, because I say that they don't understand that this is not the way, and I just wish it was some kind of just a healing that we could just, all of us, just go through, because our people are suffering so bad.
And I had said this, and I didn't really understand what I was saying until somebody posted it, and I said, we cannot heal until we build, because if we don't have our own safe spaces, if we keep trying to go upon those and go and integrate and assimilate those who are causing our damage, we'll never heal. So until we start building institutions that are safe for us, that we can go and not have to worry about that one white person in the room, and we can actually be honest with each other.
Black African spaces.
Yes, create our own standards. Our own standards. When I say create our own standards, people give me a puzzled look. I'm talking about go in a room, have a conversation where we talk about our experience and our history. We don't look at white people, Chinese people, Indian people, none of them. We don't look at what they're doing. We figure it out. We figure out what it is that we need to do. We know what our problems is because we talk about them all the time. So we got to create our own standards. That's what I tell people when we talking to, because I'm looking at people doing the virtual learning and they going by all these standards and guidelines of the school. You don't have to feed your children at this time. Feed them when you get ready. Create your own standards. You ain't got to do math at 10 o'clock. If you don't even want to do math that day, don't do it. So, and when I talk about, creating our own space and our own curriculum, stop thinking about what the school system look like. Our classroom could be the park. Our classroom could be a museum. Our classroom could be out in the field.
The kitchen. Anywhere. Yes. That's what I tried to tell. That's what we trying to create at the Vanguards. Because I told them, I said, this is for us to create the space for them to individualize their learning, to put them in the picture. Because they are not even at these public indoctrination centers, they don't have our children in the picture at all. Teaching them that pedophiles and rapists are great men and that their people are nothing. So how do you, and then when you want to create spaces just for your children, you have people saying, well, what about what they think? Hey, look, that's our problem. We worried about what somebody else thinks and worried about their people. I don't care. I care about having my child know that she is beautiful. Right. That she is great. That she is powerful. That she is magnificent. Right. I don't like the fact that I have a dark-skinned daughter and she thinks that white people are beautiful because society has made her feel like her skin color is nothing. Right. It's crazy. And like I told her, I said, let me tell you something. If you walk outside this house, you'll be the first one picked up. You want to know why? Because you top dollar. You top dollar. I said, you are melanated rich. I said, don't play no games. Stop letting people tell you that you are ugly because of your color. But this is the life. And then when you try to create spaces for our children, they want to always be included. No, I want a safe space for my baby to be who she is. Right. And then when you have those safe spaces, they won't be comparing themselves, because I tell people all the time, the miseducation system is rigid. We got to be more fluid in our learning, because that's who we are as African people. Well, you got to know this by second grade, you got to know this by third grade, you got to know this by the first semester, no, it don't work like that. And you take each child individually and you look at their skill set and you go from there. So, and then boys and girls are different. Everybody learns different. And so looking at all those factors is what will determine how you teach, what you teach, when you teach it, where you teach it. You can use anything as a learning lesson. I have a granddaughter, and we planted some seeds. That's a whole lesson right there. Why do they need the sun? Why do they need the water? Why do they need the soil? All that. Is a lesson. Yes, and so they're not getting it at school. They just being trained and indoctrinated, and really it's a continuation of the slave master relationship, because they're taught about authority and who to respect at that time, because being dependent on their enemy for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
Not being taught to be self-sufficient and self-productive. Because, like I told my baby, I said, we ought to be able to make our own draw. Whatever we need, whatever we want. And then, we just got to do it. And then, look, I found out last week about Nia's Galleria.
Yes.
How you pronounce it?
Nia Galleria is the Swahili word Nia for purpose. Is one of the 7 Kwanzaa principles. And and so the motto is products with a purpose. Yes.
Okay. How long has it been open?
I started it a few years ago, and then I was going to transition it over to my youngest daughter, but she decided she didn't want to do it. So I took it back and branded it and started making shea butter, because what happened, I met a brother who's a pharmacist in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and he opened up his own pharmacy there. And he was looking for someone who could come in and sell natural products, because what he really wants to do holistic care, but he knows that our people like those prescriptions. So he's going to be filling prescriptions, but he's also going to have the herbs and all the holistic stuff in his pharmacy as well. So I revamped and redid everything, so my products are there, and then I sell from my home as well. So we have the natural products, the soap, the toothpaste, the shea butter, the sage, different things of that nature.
All right, then. Well, I placed my first order today, so I'll be getting me some shea butter and some sage, and I'll take y'all out.
I will be mailing it tomorrow.
Yes, my son talking about some, Mama, we need some more sage. I said, boy, dog, y'all burn it up more than I do.
Yes, when they realize what it is, they are in it. That's how that's why I told my youngest daughter, why don't you just take the business and do your thing with it? Because she will help me though. Like if I go out to different events, she'll come and she'll help me set up, because she knows, the pros and cons, the benefits of all the products, because she uses them. And she makes her own, because she was the one that said we can make our own shea butter, so we do that, and she'll help me if I ask her. But we really try to watch what we put on our skin as well as what we eat too. Because I tell people all the time, you watch what you eat, you need to watch what you put on you too. So
and that's what I found out late in life, because I didn't realize that these deodorants and lotions and different things, they were putting poisons in them. So I started just using basic olive oil, and then that's when I was looking for some shea butter, so I saw yours, and it looked creamy, so I said, I'm going to try yours, because I don't like the one that have to, now I know you have to let it settle for a minute, but I don't like that one you have to get it in. Rubbing it. I said, look, I shouldn't have to do all that. It should already be whipped together.
It's too much work. You gotta let it sit in hot water. You gotta, all that. So we created a way where we can soften it up, and you just open it up. Because I use it. My granddaughter has eczema, and so I use it on her, and it helps clear it up. And we just, like I said before, we gotta remember what we already know. We gotta get back to using the herbs and using the natural product, nature. Yes, because my grandmother was big on it.
Let me ask you this thing. Like if you have an infection in your leg, what's good to put? I put some aloe vera on it, but it looked like it burned it a little bit. What else could I put on there naturally?
I used one time I burnt my wrist, and I was didn't want to put anything on it, but then I had some cocoa butter. Pure cocoa butter is a great healing agent. If you can find pure cocoa butter somewhere, not the lotions, because they have all that perfumes and stuff in it, but just because pure cocoa butter is going to be hard too, and you're going to have to put it in some hot water and let it liquefy. But I used that, and it healed that's healed it right up. You can't even tell now that I had the burn. But pure cocoa butter, coconut oil too.
Okay.
Coconut oil is good too. Yeah, because my daughter teases me all the time. She said, "Mommy, you think coconut oil is for everything?" It is.
True. That's how herbs are. That you can use them for a multitude of things.
Yes.
They the ones that took it and messed up everything.
And you know what, Sister Queen, when they find out that people are using these things, they will commercialize. I was looking at a commercial the other day, and it was some laundry detergent with essential oils in it. I said, see how they do? Now, they know people using essential oils and everything, you know, the eucalyptus and the sage oil and the peppermint oil. Now they want to start putting in different products because they know people like to use them. So, you know, they'll take it and run with it.
And then they're going to make up their prices.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make up their prices. But that's the trick of the enemy, because our people keep doing it. I keep telling them, I said, if we support each other, come together, we can start building something. These people are not going to give us nothing. Whatever we get, we're going to have to take it. So why we can't build and take at the same time?
Right, because if they give it to you, they're going to want you to compromise your message. So,
thank you.
You know, we don't want to do that. Not at all. That's one reason why, you know, we so adamant about the funding coming from us, because we know that if these people really wanted to do something about what's going on with black folks, they can.
Thank you,
but they don't.
Thank you, Queen, because my thing is, all you have to do is make it right. You can't tell me you can't make it right because you went in there and you got that stimulus money right quick. So I know you can make it right. My thing is you don't want to. So my thing, leave us alone. Step back. Quit killing our children. That's my only thing I want them to stop doing. Stop killing these children. Our children are still being kidnapped. Still being abused. And these people don't even believe this stuff going on. I'm like, come on now. This year is revealing too much to us. They said it's gonna be they said we're gonna be the year of perfect vision. And I've been getting clarity upon clarity upon clarity.
If you just listen to that inner voice.
It is a true. Well, I have enjoyed the conversation with you. I want you to go for closing, and we're going to go on and close it out. And you know you are more than welcome. Always come back anytime to the Black Panther Corner. So give us a closing, and then, like I said, we'll talk to you later.
Okay. Well, you know, one of my favorite quotes by Dr. Francis Wilson is, "Black love is a revolutionary act." And so I always say that when we think about black love, don't just think about the romantic type. We have to think about black love in every facet of what that is, starting with self. Because when you understand who you are, when you love yourself, when you have self-confidence, you can look at your brother and sister in love. You can act in love, and you can be in love. And so when we start loving ourselves, it will spread abroad, and all those the 10 areas of battle, all those 7 principles of Kwanzaa, when we practice them, when we gain power and control of them, then, you know, we'll be that community that we talk about all the time. Queen, Comrade, it's been a pleasure. Enjoyed talking with you. Look forward to working and building with you as well.
Yes. Most definitely. I love you all. Thank you for coming. Again, family, we appreciate Sister Queen Crystal Denise visiting us today. Black Panther Corner. Y'all support our political prisoners. They need our support. Support them. All right. Peace and power. All power to the people.
Yes, ma'am.
You're listening to Bantu FM.
By the people, for the people.